Saturday of Holy Week. We call it Holy Saturday. It's day 7 and the year AD 33. It's the day after the Son of God had his blood spilt. The day where the Son of God, Jesus Christ, is in the tomb, where he is laid to rest. Matthew 27, verses 62 says it this way. The next day, after the day of preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember how the impostor said, 'While we were still alive, after 3 days I will rise.' And therefore order the tomb to be made secure until the 3rd day, lest the disciples go and steal him away and tell the people, 'He has risen from the dead,' and the last fraud will be worse than the first." What we have here is this call to secure a tomb. Now, tombs at this time would be carved into a hill. They'd be carved into a side of a mountain. And the way that they could be secured, if there was anything put in that tomb, would be to have a rock that's kind of positioned on a little incline that would be laid down in front of the doorway of the tomb. It would take lots of effort to remove or move again, or it's meant to stay in place. On top of that, they request a guard to be watching the tomb, to really make sure that nothing can happen to Jesus' body. But did you catch what they called Jesus? Did you catch what they still named him? They called him the impostor. Jesus died on the cross on Friday. Today, Saturday, there are still those who are rejecting the reality of what just took place. There are those who are saying, "This is an impostor. We don't believe it. We reject this." That's where these imposters, these religious imposters, find themselves pointing fingers at Jesus himself, that he did not truly die for them. We can also look at John 19. And when we look at John 19, verse 40, we see this. They took the body of Jesus and bound him in linen cloths with the spices, as the burial custom of the Jews. And now in the place where he was crucified, there was a garden. In the garden, a new tomb in which no one had been laid. So because of the Jewish day of preparation, since the tomb was close at hand, they laid Jesus there. This is a fresh tomb, prepared just for him. This is for Jesus to be laid in this new tomb on this Saturday. That's what's happening the days between his death and his resurrection. He's laid in a tomb, prepared, sealed, and even guarded. Wherever you are this Saturday, whatever your plans are, maybe you have things going on. Maybe you have projects. Maybe you have a gathering. Let's hold something in tension this day. Friday was real. Jesus really died. Sunday is coming. Really, he's going to rise. This Saturday, whatever you are doing, whoever you find yourself with, would this not be far from your mind, this tension? Friday is real. Sunday is coming. Would it not be far from your lips? Would you speak of the power of the death of Christ and the victory of his resurrection coming on Sunday? Would this be a day where we feel that tension and we feel the anticipation and we feel the weight and waiting for the levity? Maybe today will be a day that you speak of this to others. Maybe take an opportunity to talk about it this Holy Week with others who believe it too, who can be moved to feel that tension, others who maybe don't believe it yet, and we can speak of the precious blood of Jesus spilt on Friday, with the victory promised on Easter Sunday. 1 Peter 1:18 says this, knowing that you were ransomed from the futile ways inherited from your forefathers, not with perishable things such as silver and gold, but with the precious blood of Christ, like the lamb without blemish or spot. He was foreknown before the foundation of the world, was made manifest in the last times for the sake of you. Verse 21. For though through him you believers in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God. Would this Friday be a place where we place our faith? He died for us. And then our hope comes in his resurrection on Sunday. Thank you for joining us for this series. I really pray it ministered to you during this week, this Holy Week. I really hope that it would bless you and maybe even be worthy to pass on to others. If there's someone that you think would benefit from this, that maybe getting them caught up on Holy Week, feel free to send this to them and encourage them to look to Jesus, look to who he is, and to trust in all that he promises, that Friday was real, and Sunday we have victory and relationship. We won't have one on Easter Sunday, one of these devotionals, these reflections, but come to church on Sunday. Come and celebrate with God's people what Jesus has done. For, spoiler alert, he does rise. Let's celebrate that this Holy Week.